What's up, guys? Welcome back to another live stream. Yes, we're live. Hello. Sorry about the inconvenience that I just had with the stream. I am doing like 1 million things at the same time. So I ended up dropping the wrong link initially. And sorry about that, guys. You know that I do live stream throughout the whole trading session. I have been streaming since 9 a.m. today. And for the guys of my Patreon. So I'm very tired because I am doing a lot of things today at the same time. So welcome back. Please drop a comment down below and let me know what stocks you guys want me to go over. I already have one request, Affirm and me. Absolutely. Affirm has been running up a lot. I'm thinking, so let me know what stocks you want me to go over. And in the meantime, I am going to tell you guys about the closing of the indices, the sector's performance, and also I have some information that I need to tell you about the jobs report that is coming out tomorrow. We have a big macroeconomic report coming out at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So when it comes to my pre-market commentary that I usually post on my Discord channel at around 8:15 a.m. That isn't going to be the case tomorrow. I am going to wait for the jobs report of August to be posted, and depending on the price action, then I will let you guys know the areas of interest a bit before the trading session opens. Today we had a very boring day. We had a 30-point range in the S&P 500, a little bit of red, a little bit of profit taken today. Russell 2000 went down 0.19%. The Nasdaq went up 0.11%. Dow Jones goes down 0.48%, and the S&P 500 went the S&P 500 or the SPY. You guys know that the SPY tracks the S&P 500. The S&P 500 went down 0.16%. When it comes to the sectors of the market, most of them closed in the red, led by healthcare, goes down 1.19%, utilities down 0.96%, real estate down 0.72%, consumer staples down 0.51%, industrials down 0.45%, and financials down 0.38%. Then we also have materials, which close pretty much flat, but a bit red, 0.05%. And once again today, we had these same three sectors that have been doing the heavy lifting throughout this year, doing the heavy lifting once again in this brand new bull market that I call bullshit market. So technology goes up 0.49%, consumer discretionary goes up 0.36%, and communication services goes up 0.10%. So for the most part, we had some sort of negative day today in the markets. Keep in mind that today was the very last trading session of August, and tomorrow, September, is going to be kicking off, guys. The Bulls usually sing the song of Green Day. You guys know what song am I talking about in September? Wake Me Up When September Ends. The Bulls don't like the month of September, guys. And why? Take a look. September is usually, and from a statistical standpoint, a negative month for the market. So take a look at this. This is the performance, the average performance of the S&P 500 or the SPY since 1944. Since 1944, the regular performance of the S&P 500 during the month of September is down 0.73%. And since 1970, the regular performance of the SPY or the S&P 500 is down 0.86%. Does this imply that you guys have to go all inputs tomorrow as soon as the trading session opens because September is usually a negative month for the markets? No, obviously. That might not be the case this time around. If you ask me, I think that the likelihood for us to see a red September is very high, but we need to be ready in order to have a surprise, and we just need to follow and respect the price action, and that's it. We just need to trade the shorts that are in front of us every single day, but from a statistical standpoint, September is usually a negative month for the markets. So I was telling you, tomorrow we have the jobs report of August. Big report that is coming out. However, if that report happens to come out as expected, the reaction of the market shouldn't be volatile. We should see maybe, I would say probably, another voting trading session like the one that we saw today. However, on the flip side, if we happen to see, or if we happen to have any surprise when it comes to this non-farm payroll report that again comes out tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if the report happens to come out either overheated or way worse than expected, then we might have some fun tomorrow. But regardless of the report, what matters the most is the price action. So we just need to wait for the report in order to come out. We evaluate what the price action is telling us, and then we trade the shorts that are simply in front of us. By the way, guys, keep in mind that we have a 3 holiday weekend coming up, and the markets have a tendency of flowing up into these kind of 3 day holiday weekends. So, um, if the markets do, and if we use the 80-20 rule, in this case, if the markets do tomorrow what they usually do, again, and as I just said, before a 3 holiday weekend, then we should close tomorrow's trading session in the green, most likely. What is going on here? Jesus, what is going on over here? Well, sorry about that, guys. Let me mute my phone quickly. You guys know that this is live TV. There you go. Are you ready? Muted my phone. So, um, again, unless we happen to have a surprise when it comes to the jobs report, and as I just told you, if the report happens to come either very overheated or way worse than expected, so if that's not the case, I guess that, in my opinion, we're going to see another kind of melt-up operation tomorrow, and the bulls should be able to pull off once again a green day tomorrow. We'll see what happens, okay? We just need to follow the price action. This is the SPY. I have some requests already over here, Meta and Affirm. I will take a look at those stocks. Got smoked by Meta and SMH. What did you get smoked? Okay, in the case of the SPY, guys, to the upside, I have some sort of magic number which comes in at $453.70. That's an area in which, if the bulls happen to get up there quickly, let's say tomorrow or maybe on Monday, I would be expecting a reaction in the southern direction. Let's just put it that way. That doesn't imply that if we happen to see $453.70, you guys have to go all in puts. But in regular market conditions, and given the current conditions of the markets, I'm thinking that if we happen to see 453.70 either tomorrow or on Monday, I'm expecting some sort of retracement from that level. On the flip side, if we happen to open the trading session in negative territory, and I'm going to zoom in here on this 4 hour chart of the SPY, if we happen to see a quick visit down to $446.60, which is a level that happens to coincide with this upward sloping 5 day moving average, I am expecting the bulls to probably be able to engineer a bounce back up operation from this area. But regardless of the of what the SPY chart is telling us as of now, you guys know that as soon as the trading session opens tomorrow, I am going to be on my Discord channel calling, as I always tell you, balls and strikes, and I am going to be providing the necessary numbers that you need in order to trade the SPY. Okay, Affirm. Let me take a look at Affirm. What is going on over here with Affirm Holdings? It goes up today 3.89%, and it closed the trading session at $20.81. We saw a big push to the upside on Affirm after its last earnings report came out, Well, this stock has gone up has gone up since its last earnings report came out 56%, guys, in a matter of a few days. So we can make the case that this stock is a bit overextended to the upside. And take a look at how the bulls managed to find support right at this downward sloping 200-day moving average. We have some encouraging signs for the bulls. So the 100-day moving average, which happens to be this blue line that you guys are seeing over here, is starting to rise. That's very positive. The bulls were able to burst above the 20-day moving average, and we have an upward sloping 5-day moving average. I wouldn't be chasing this stock over here. However, if Affirm happens to consolidate slightly above this previous resistance around $19.90, which happens to be a previous resistance back from early August. You guys know that previous areas of resistance tend to act like new or as new areas of support. So if a firm can consolidate above $19.90-ish, we have a potential gap to the upside up to $22.67. This is a previous resistance back from early February. If we were able to take this trade from, let's say, $20 and I don't know, 10 cents, $20.20 up to this next gap to the upside up to $22.70, this would represent a 13% profit trade. This would be a very, but very solid trade. Would I take this trade? I don't know. I would, since the push to the upside has been so violent, guys, since, as I said, just a few trading sessions ago, I would need to see at least 2 or 3 trading sessions of consolidation above this area, $19.90, and maybe if that were the case, I might be I might be interested in taking a trade on Affirm. On the flip side, if this support of $19.90 happens to be broken to the downside, we have 2 potential gaps. The first one down to $19, which happens to coincide with this upward sloping 5-day moving average, and the other gap down to a previous area of resistance at $18.17. This is a previous resistance back from mid-July. Let me take a look at the market structure of Affirm. Let me take a look at the supply and the demand of Affirm holding. So let me see what is the demand and the supply of Affirm looking like. And take a look. Very good. Market structure. So on top of the chart, you guys can see the demand, and at the bottom, you guys can see the supply. The demand is clearly rising and way above the supply. That implies that this chart, from a demand and supply standpoint, is under the control of buyers. So I think that the buyers of Affirm, have a first shot at being able of holding this support, this previous area of resistance that now might be acting as support near $19.90. And if that were the case, Affirm might be about to have an appointment with higher prices sooner rather than later. So there goes your Affirm breakdown. Now I am being asked about Meta. Let me go ahead and take a look at Meta platforms over here. Goes up to the 0.27%, and it closed the trading session at $295.89. Very good looking short, guys, because according to today's closing price, yep, Meta was able to close the trading session above the 200-day moving average, which happens to be upward sloping, 100-day moving average, which also happens to be upward sloping, 5-day moving average, which is also upward sloping, and also the 20-day moving average. This was a very solid close today for Meta. So we have a next potential resistance coming up for Meta near $302. $302 happens to be a previous resistance back from August 23rd, and this is also a previous support back from August 11th. So I'm thinking that if the bulls can burst above $302 approximately, and if they can close candles above that level, we might be about to see higher prices because we have 2 potential gaps over here to the upside. The first one, $308, happens to be a previous resistance back from mid-August, and then we have another gap or another potential gap to the upside, up to $316. So this would be the trade that I would be interested in the case of Meta. Again, holding $302 as support and closing candles above that area. From $302 up to $308, we have a 2% profit trade, and up to this other gap up to $315-ish, we are talking about a 4% profit trade. So this is a very good looking chart for Meta. According to this technical chart, higher prices are coming up. And obviously, guys, all of the technical analysis that I am providing over here is subject to the general conditions of the market. So if the jobs report tomorrow happens to come out, as I just said, very overheated or way worse than expected, and if we happen to see a bloodbath, then obviously most of these stocks are going to simply follow whatever the SPY and the triple Qs do, right? But in regular market conditions, I would say that Meta has an appointment with higher prices. Let me take a look at the market structure of Meta platforms. Let me see over here. So what is the supply and the demand looking like? Let me see. So, we have a rise in supply that is above the demand. The demand is also rising, but it is yet still below the supply. So this is not the, let's say, best looking market structure, because we have sellers stepping in and outnumbering, as of now, the buyers. So let me zoom in here. What would be the bear case in the case of Meta, guys? So keep an eye on this upward sloping 5-day moving average, which happens to coincide with $293. I'm going to draw a line over here. Let me draw a line over here. So I'm thinking that since we have a higher supply relative to the demand, that if we happen to see a pullback, and if the bulls of Meta are unable to hold this level, $293, which, by the way, is also a previous support back from late July, we might see another leg down, maybe down to the vicinity of $287, which is a previous support back from August 23rd. So keep an eye on these levels, guys. 293 as support. Breaking $293 to the downside is not a good sign. And on the flip side, consolidating above $302 is bullish and might imply that we are about to see higher prices for Meta platforms. Okay, guys, another request. I am very tired today. So if you don't have a lot of requests today, we are 18 minutes in. If you want me to go over any other stock, I'm surprised that no one has asked about neither NVIDIA nor Tesla or AMD, which are the stocks that you guys trade the most. I had this issue, guys, with the live stream, so I don't know if most of you guys were able to hit the right link. There I have Lina Stafford Amazon. I don't see so many people connected. So yeah, I mean, that's my bad, guys. I messed up the link. So next time it will not happen. Amazing Amazon. Let me take a look at Amazon.com. Goes up today 2.18%, and it closed the trading session at $138.01. This is another good looking chart. There you go. I have more requests popping up on the description box of the video. Okay, Amazon, good looking chart, guys, above all the moving averages, under the control of buyers. But we are going to reconcile this technical chart with the market structure. So yeah, the trend is our friend over here, guys. So we are seeing an upward sloping 200-day moving average, upward sloping 100-day moving average, also an upward sloping 5-day moving average. Amazon is trading above all the moving averages. So we can also see over here an upward sloping 20-day moving average. And the bulls managed to close the trading session today above a former resistance at 138 bucks. Amazon went up today 2.18% and it closed the trading session at $138. So very solid day for the bulls over here. If we happen to see Amazon closing candles and consolidating above 138 bucks, we have a first gap to the upside up to 141 bucks, which is a previous resistance back from mid-August, and we have another and second gap to the upside up to 143 bucks. If we were able to take these trades the way that I am describing them over here, so the first trade from, let's say, 138 bucks up to 141 bucks, this would represent a 2% profit trade, and up to the second gap that I just told you about, 143 bucks, this would be a 4% profit trade. So very good looking chart for Amazon. Let me take a look at the market structure. That's the supply and the demand of amazing Amazon and validates what the technical chart is telling us. Let's see. Yes, it is. Take a look. We have a rise in demand. And take a look at how, guys, the demand and the supply told us ahead of time what was going or what was about to happen in the case of Amazon a few days ago, a few trading sessions ago. Take a look at how the demand that, remember, is on top of the chart. Take a look at how the demand collapsed completely. And take a look at what happened with Amazon. Let's reconcile that with the technical chart. We saw a process of profit taking. So Amazon dropped near 10%. We saw a correction of 10% in the case of Amazon. And the market structure let us know pretty much ahead of time that a correction was coming up for Amazon. However, the demand bottomed out and it is starting to rise. And as of now, the demand is slightly above the supply, which is also trying to rise, but yet still the demand is above the supply. So this is a very encouraging market structure. Um, this is a very encouraging, yeah, let's say market structure for Amazon that makes me believe that, again, in normal market conditions, the bulls are going to be able to hold 138 as support, and they might be heading to these two gaps that I just told you about, 141 and $143 approximately. So maybe higher prices are coming up for Amazon.com. And on the flip side, guys, if again, if the markets happen to drop as a whole and stuff like that, if the markets don't like the jobs report, watch out for 138 bucks. Opening the trading session below 138 and not being able to burst above 138 bucks could be an opportunity in order to short the tape down to maybe this upward sloping 5-day moving average down to 134 bucks. No problem, anytime. So, Palantir, the Messi of artificial intelligence. In the case of Palantir, we had very bad news today, guys. I think that Morgan Stanley downgraded the stock with a sell category. But don't quote me on that. I'm not certain. Okay, Palantir stock drops after downgrade. But who downgraded the stock? I think it was Morgan Stanley, guys. Let me see if I can see the news over here. Morgan Stanley downgrades Palantir to underweight. And they raised the price target to $9. $9. 12 months out, guys. Remember that when you see a price target, guys, that implies that that analyst is believing or thinking that the price of that stock 1 year out is going to be that price, or is going to be at or near the price target that they are telling us. So in the case of Morgan Stanley, and despite the fact that Palantir has dropped how much? Let me see. Yeah, Palantir has dropped 26% from its most recent 52-week high. There's an analyst that is saying this drop of 26% isn't enough. This stock is going even lower, down to $9 1 year out. How about that, huh? Palantir. Okay. So this stock went down today 8%. Um, from a technical standpoint, guys, we have some encouraging signs that we can still notice in the technical chart. We have a semi ascending 200-day moving average. We have an upward sloping 100-day moving average. However, on the flip side, we can see a downward sloping 20-day moving average. And the bulls, let me zoom in over here, closed the trading session below this 5-day moving average, or below this white line that you guys can see over here. So we can make the case that we are still seeing over here an uptrend because we have an upward slope, a semi ascending 200-day moving average, but an upward sloping 100-day moving average. This is, let's say, this is encouraging for the bulls, but sellers or the bears have been making a lot of progress over here. And I'm thinking that this 100-day moving average, guys, is going to be a line in the sand. And this is going to be the very last line of defense for the bulls of Palantir. So if Palantir keeps dropping and breaks this 100-day moving average at around $13.60, that, by the way, happens to coincide with a previous support back from mid-August, and this is also a previous support back from late June, this would be a short signal, most likely. So if Palantir loses this support, again, at around $13.60, we have a potential gap to the downside, up down to a previous support at around $12. That, by the way, happens to coincide with this blue dark line that you guys can see over here. This is the 100-week moving average down to $11.97. So I wouldn't touch this stock from, let's say, a bullish standpoint unless the bulls can recapture this downward sloping 20-day moving average. And if I am able to see, or if I can see over here, a process of consolidation above this 20-day moving average, so let's say above $15.20. If that were the case, that would be a good sign for the bulls. If they can maybe consolidate above $15.40 each, then they might be able to potentially fill this next gap up to a former resistance up to $17. $17 is a previous resistance back from early July. Let me see. I'm curious about the market structure of Palantir. So what is the demand and the supply looking like over here? Palantir. Let me see. And take a look, guys. So the demand is starting to rise, but the supply or sellers are above the demand and a bit above average. So this is encouraging. Take a look at how the demand collapsed. So buyers were nowhere to be found, but now buyers seem to be stepping in once again. But I don't trust this chart because the bulls lost two important moving averages, the 20 and the 5-day moving average. So I would have to, in order to go long Palantir, I would need to see it consolidating, as I just told you guys, about $15.60 ish approximately. Okay, now we have over here TESI, TSLA. Let me take a look at TESI. As of now, we are, hold on, we are 28 minutes in. Okay, so Tesla goes up today 0.46%, closed the trading session at $258.08. Let me zoom in here on the 4-hour chart. And this is looking bullish, guys. This is looking bullish. The bulls never made a test of the 200-day moving average. They managed to hold this upward sloping 100-day moving average as support, and they bounce back up from it o'clock. Very good sign. As of now, we are seeing over here an upward sloping 5-day moving average. And on top of that, if I zoom in a bit more over here, the bulls are working on some sort of bullish flag pattern above an upward sloping 5-day moving average and also above the 100-week moving average. This chart looks bullish. Take a look at the RSI. It's sitting at 65 points on the 4-hour chart, so we cannot make the case that TESI is overextended to the upside. So let me zoom in once again here. What happens if the bulls can complete, or if this kind of bullish flag pattern happens to definitely unfold, guys? Let me see. Let me try to draw it over here. There you go. Now this line is not it's not proportional. Let me remove the drawing. Let me try to Let me zoom in here, guys. Okay. So let me see. Yeah, this is some sort of bullish flag pattern, not an academic one, but we can make the case. So if the bulls are able to complete this bullish flag pattern, they have an appointment with 270 bucks, which is a previous resistance back from late July. This is a bullish chart for Tessie, guys. Oh yeah, very bullish. On the flip side, if the markets happen to retrace as a whole and stuff like that, you guys know the drill. And if the bulls lose as support this upward sloping 5-day moving average, and at the same time they lose as support the lower line of this improvised and non-academic bullish flag pattern, yeah, we could see lower prices, maybe a visit down to this downward sloping 20-day moving average, maybe down to 240 bucks. But this is a bullish looking chart, guys. Let me reconcile this chart with the market structure of Tessie. So what is the supply and the demand looking like over here? In the case of Tessie, let me see. Come on, market structure, help me out here. Come on. Let me see, TSLA. Alrighty. Take a look, guys. Take a look at the demand. Take a look at the demand, guys. It's through the roof. Take a look. Skyrocketing. The supply was decreasing and has started to rise a bit, but is way below the demand. So I'm thinking, and again, if tomorrow we happen to see another regular multiple operation into a 3-day holiday weekend, Tessie can easily take out this area of 260 bucks and maybe why not pay a visit down to 270 bucks. So definitely on my watch list for tomorrow's trading session, no doubt about it. Apple. Let me see what is going on in the case of Apple. By the way, we have the event, guys. We have the new iPhone event. Do you happen to know the date? Is it September 9th? I'm thinking the presentation of the new iPhone. So they're going to be telling us that they are going to be selling new iPhones with the new colors, which is pretty much what they do on every year. They present new colors for the iPhone. But let me see if I can see the exact date. Yes, what's worth streaming in September 2023 is the best. Let me see. I mean, I don't know. I don't have the information handy, but I think it is going to be on September 9th. So be careful here, guys, because we can see Apple running into that day. And guess what is going to happen after the presentation or during the presentation of the new iPhone? We usually, guys, and I have been trading Apple for many years, we usually see buy the rumor, sell the news. So do not expect, and I don't know if we have new traders over here, for the new is out there. Don't expect Apple to go way higher after the event happens, after the presentation of the new iPhone occurs, because usually what we see into these kind of events of presentation of a new iPhone is the stock going higher, and then a bit before the event or during the event, we see buy the rumor, sell the news. In the case of Apple, the bulls have been making a lot of progress over here. We saw a very acceptable correction in the case of Apple. The stock of this company dropped almost 13%. The dip got bought up. And as of now, we are seeing Apple trading above an upward sloping 200-day moving average, upward sloping 100-day moving average, upward sloping 5-day moving average, and the only important moving average that is downward sloping as of now is this pink moving average, this 20-day moving average. So very good looking chart. We can make the case that this push to the upside is a bit extended. We can see the RSI sitting at 80 points on the 4-hour chart. So what about a retracement of Apple, guys? In order to cool off the RSI, what about a retracement down to 184? 184 happens to be a previous resistance back from early June. This is also a previous resistance back from mid-June. So Apple retraces down to 184. The bulls find support at a previous area of resistance that now could be acting as a new support, and then they bounce back up to, let me see, we have a first gap up to 188, which is a previous resistance. This would imply a 2% profit trade. And higher than that, we would have a second gap to the upside up to 191 bucks. This would represent a 3.57% profit trade. I wouldn't be chasing Apple here. I would expect some sort of retracement because this push to the upside in a matter of, in a matter of, I don't know, like 7 or 8 trading sessions, Apple have gone up 10%. The RSI is a bit elevated on the 4-hour chart, so I wouldn't chase it here, and rather I would expect some sort of dip buying at 184. I wouldn't buy the dip right at 184. You guys know that I don't buy the dip. I buy strength after the dip occurs. So if Apple happens to find support at 184, I would let others try to find out if that previous resistance is actually going to act as a new support. And if Apple bounces back up, I would be entering the trade at around 185, 186, something like that. So, and let's see if Apple can keep running into the presentation of the new iPhone. And let's see what new colors they show us on September 9th, I think. That is the day in which the new iPhone is going to be presented to the world. I'm new to the Discord. What is your YouTube or Discord channel? Okay, I have a Discord channel on Chris Saint's Discord. Okay, you just need to take a look at the Pro Investors channels. I am narrating the trading session for you guys throughout the whole trading sessions, calling out the areas of interest in the case of the SPY. I think that I am doing a very good job. What do you think, guys? Am I doing a good job calling balls and strikes on the SPY? So if you're actively trading the SPY, and I say this from a humble perspective, if you take a look at my channel, Alpha is also doing a very good job calling out levels of the SPY. My good friend Alpha. I mean, all of the pro investors do a very good job calling out levels of or areas of interest in both the SPY and the Triple Q. But in the case of Alpha and myself, we are very active throughout the whole training session, especially when it comes to the SPY. So if you follow my channel, let me show you, by the way. Take a look. This is the job that I did today on Discord. Let me show you. So take a look. This is my Discord channel on Chris Saint's server, and take a look. So I always post a pre-market commentary, and once the trading session opens, I am calling out the most important areas of support and resistance of the SPY, and pretty much letting you guys know what you need to do. Okay, and so far so good. We have been making good money, and I also make you guys laugh a lot, right? Take a look. I am always, posting, I think, fun comments, right? This morning I said, at 8:30 a.m., the cooks from the Bureau of Statistics will be delivering another fake inflation report. That puts us once again in a macro bullshit that can move the tape type of situation. So let's wait for the core PCE report to be posted, and before the trading session kicks off, I will be calling bulls and strikes over here per usual. And take a look. That's a strike. Take a look. Yes, sir. Yep, strike. So yeah, I am available over there, and obviously I am running a YouTube channel that is spoken in both on both English and Spanish, the bilingual stock market channel. So go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Most of the videos that I am posting on my channel, guys, are narrated in Spanish because I don't have a lot of time in order to film a lot of videos. And once a week, I am posting openly on my YouTube channel these live streams that I initially carry out exclusively for the community of Christian. And then I post the videos for everyone on my YouTube channel. Okay, guys, I think that I am going to wrap it up here. I speak Spanish and English. Awesome, bro. Perfect. So you can find value in all of my videos. 39 minutes in. Any last request before I wrap it up? I'm very tired. You guys know that I have my own Patreon, but it is spoken in Spanish, and I am taking trades and I am live streaming for the guys of my Patreon throughout the whole trading session. At the same time, I am advising you guys when it comes to the SPY. So at this time of the day, guys, 5:30 p.m., 6 p.m., I'm like exhausted. So I just want to grab a beer, relax a little, and get some rest. Because again, guys, if the jobs report tomorrow happens to come out, if we happen to have a surprise, that I don't think is going to be the case, but if we happen to have a surprise, we are very likely to have some fun tomorrow. Hope you get some rest. I will. And sorry with the link, guys. I messed it up, and I I initially posted a link of a previous live stream that I did for the guys, the people of my Patreon, because we are taking trades after hours with earnings reports. So I messed it up. My bad. So I guess that many of you got lost with the first link, but it happens. I messed it up. I'm a human being. What can I do other than apologizing with you guys? Okay, guys, take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you guys AM tomorrow, and thank you. Thanks for coming over. Okay, thanks for joining me, and see you guys on Discord. Take care. Bye bye.